Oh, yeah.
But I'll relax. I know they were working on a big.
We are live.
All right, we will call the meeting to order. I want to apologize. We did have to have an executive session prior to the meeting for some personnel matters that ran over, so appreciate your patience if you're online watching and or waiting outside. Fortunately not in the cold, just in the hall. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Flossie?
Here.
Derlin?
Here.
Fitzgerald?
Here.
Hannah?
Here.
Jordan?
Here.
King?
Here.
McCusker here. Nolan?
Here.
Stockdale?
Here.
9 present.
Thank you. Minutes of the regular meeting that was held on the 18th are attached. Could I have a motion to accept?
So move.
Second?
Second.
Are there any questions on the minutes from last meeting?
Who was the second? Shelley?
Shelley? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'll move to student reports. Thanks for waiting.
I'm Pam Cuddy, and I'll be doing the student board report tonight. I first have to start with junior high sports. All junior high fall sports seasons have ended, including junior high softball and boys and girls cross country. The winter sports season for junior high started on Friday, November 18th. This includes junior high boys basketball, wrestling, and cheerleading, with the exception of junior high girls basketball with an earlier start date. The junior high girls basketball team have already started their season with games and practices. The 7th grade team's record is 2-2 as of last Tuesday, and the 8th grade team's record is 1-4 as of last Tuesday. Now onto the varsity sports. All varsity fall sports have ended, including varsity girls soccer, boys soccer, golf, and cross country. The varsity boys soccer team ended their season on October 29th at a district playoff game. Congratulations to the following fall athletes that received mid-pen honors. Chloe Immel, first team midfield. Lauren Menier, honorable mention, defense. Riley King, first team forward. Rocky Finnegan, first team midfield. And Trey Higley, honorable mention, forward. The winter sports season for varsity also started on Friday, November 18th. This includes varsity girls basketball, boys basketball, wrestling, and cheerleading. Since the official start date of the winter sports season, all teams have events the following week. Now on to events happening at the school right now. Previously, student government hosted a spirit week and the seniors won, so today on Tuesday, November 18th, the senior class took a trip to the movie theater in Towanda and enjoyed a movie, drank pizza, and popcorn. Previously, on Tuesday, November 15th, the junior and senior classes were invited to go on a field trip to Mansfield University, where they toured the campus, dorms, learned about admissions, and enjoyed a free lunch. Student government is also working on their winter activities. They have officially set up the Star Tree, which is a tree where students and staff can grab a star and buy a gift for a child in need. That is all I have for you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing this evening.
Ms. Cayley?
Nothing this evening.
Ms. Everett?
I would just like to give a shout out. I didn't do this last month, but our September student of the month was Peyton Peretti, and our October student of the month was Joseph Hemminghaus.
Can I have you expand on the Mansfield, since you brought up Mansfield trip?
So in addition to the students taking a tour, and there was a college fair, I believe, there as well when they were there. Commonwealth University, we set up a meeting for one of their representatives to come to the school and talk to our juniors and seniors. And once they, we did it separately, seniors and juniors. The seniors then could come down and actually apply to one of the 3 universities. And they were instantly given feedback as if they were accepted, if they met the requirements. Some of them had to do some extra special thing if they wanted into a specific field. But it was super exciting because they were doing it in the conference room across the hall, and you could hear them, "Yay, I got accepted!" So that was kind of neat. She also had, the guidance office had Bloomsburg University come, a representative from there come last week and talk to the students about applying for FIA, for assistance for financial aid.
That's
So we've been
wonderful.
working pretty closely with them. It's been pretty exciting.
Thank you.
Good deal. Anything else?
That's everything. I will say this, we did have our phys ed teachers and a few staff members and volunteers get their certification through the National Archery in the Schools program last week. So we're gonna run another one on a weekend once some of the heavy hunting season is over here to get some of the adult volunteers that want to get trained on a Saturday. So
How's that being advertised?
we're going to start with kids that are interested. We haven't sent it
I
out.
know for like parents or whatever that want to take the training.
We haven't done that yet.
Oh,
We need,
okay.
I wanted to get the staff trained so they could get it into the phys ed classes to get the interest out there.
Gotcha,
And
okay.
so we'll be, in the next couple weeks, I don't see that training happening until after the first of the year.
Okay.
But we will get information out for kids to sign up and parents to sign up if they want to volunteer.
Good deal, thank you. We'll come back to Mr. Solomon, Mr. Mavis.
Nothing. I will give Chris has a personal issue this evening, so I wanted to let you know that the gymnasium roof is completed. The biomass was serviced and has been functioning since it's gotten cold, so that's important for the district. And you'll see that one of the items tonight is a lease for property for the Penn State weather station that they'll be installing. Now, we're just talking about a pad, probably 8 by 8 square, and it's on that rear slope on the far side of the softball field. That's where they first looked at, and they're satisfied with that. So we're number 17 of the first 20 stations that they're installing, and so that will allow much more accurate weather forecasting here in this county, especially on top of the mountain here, and it will provide real-time science data and access to some of the faculty and the graduate students that work in that department here for our students. So that's something we didn't have before. And like I said, we got pointed to that, or I got pointed to that. I was looking for a replacement for old Weatherbug station, and it really hasn't been functioning in a while. And somebody pointed me to that, and I made contact, and that's how we got that going. So there are a couple other districts. I know Troy is doing it also. So they're just looking for more stations within the Commonwealth, especially flood prediction. You know, if we get 11 inches of rain up here, Montoursville's going to flood in a week. So, yeah. As for, we have an active 80-day tomorrow for the teachers. We'll be reviewing curriculum.
Students do not have school tomorrow.
No, no.
I've got lots of questions on that.
No. So all of the staff is in, even the paraprofessionals, and they'll be either taking training or assisting teachers in classrooms or other duties as assigned for Randy. I wanted to let you know that the state data was given, then pulled back, and then given again. So in December at our meeting, our administrative report will be that state report on student performance. So that will be during the administrative reports at the December meeting. We'll go over the PSSA data. Really beyond that, I think I said I attended the Superintendent's Academy. There's a lot of good information there. Got to work with some of the the state offices from PDE, and so we'll be bringing that back to our administrative staff. It was just good to make those contacts. So that's all I have.
Cool. Mr. Sullivan.
Yeah, I got, so girls junior high, they've gotten about half of their games in. I think they have 4 or 5 left here. They're done the week of December 9th-ish. Yeah, it could be. That first week or two in December, they're doing very well. They just beat Bucktail, who they previously lost to, so there's improvement with our girls there. The tallies for, because the first practices started the 18th, so last Friday. Junior high wrestling has 11 out. Varsity wrestling has 15. Varsity girls have 14 and varsity boys have 18. So pretty good numbers for our winter sports. The boys, let's see who I have here. The boys varsity wrestling, they have a scrimmage against Warrior Run on the 3rd. And then they kick off their season at the DKI tournament at Bloomsburg High School. And that is on 12/9 and 12/10. The girls varsity basketball, they start with a scrimmage against Canton on Monday, the 28th. And then they start their season against CMVT on 12/13, and that will be here. The boys varsity basketball, they have 2 scrimmages against Northeast Bradford on Monday, and then again on December 1st. The one December 1st will be here, and then we kick off with our tip-off tournament on 12/9 and 12/10, and we play Troy on 12/9. Lastly, boys junior high wrestling, they will start their season at Hughesville at the Spartan Duels, and that'll be on 12/10. Other than that, I think that's everything that I have. I'm looking forward to, we had a pretty successful fall season. I'm looking forward to a successful winter season. So I'm excited to watch our kids compete.
I wanted to say one more thing. I forgot this. I thought this was Hal's book there from PSBA provided us a book for our elementary library, Memoirs of a Goldfish, and it was actually somewhat, I'll pass it around then, of what we were talking about before. Goldfish alone in his bowl, how lonely he was, and then after a while, as more different fish and things were added to his bowl, how crowded he felt, and then he was pulled back out and then realized how much he missed everyone being there. So it's just a book about kids socializing. So I'll just pass that around and I'll give it to Sam.
Cool, thanks.
Ryan, tip-off tournament was changed, right?
Well, yes, everything, I guess I can mention that again, just as a reminder to everybody. So our boys and girls basketball times this year, they are changed to 6 and 7:30. All of them. That goes for our tip-off tournament as well, 6 and 7:30. There will be no JV games on Friday, but there will be JV games on Saturday. But yes, all of our boys and girls basketball times have changed. It's no longer 6:30 and 8. It is 6 and 7:30. So just so everybody is aware.
Do we have any update on the installation time frame for the gymnasium system?
As soon as we get approval
Okay.
tonight, I've been in contact with the company. Before they'll ship it, they want to know, they need the formal approval from us. But they have all of our paperwork, so they're ready to go.
Okay. The gymnasium camera system for streaming.
Okay, now, I was gonna ask about that.
We're still using the
The
old
junior high
system.
games are the old thing, and I'm like.
Well, no,
"Oh,
it's-
the new one."
Since it's a contract, the board has to approve contracts.
Anything else for reports? on to public input. Our one public, nothing online. Cool. We, as I said, we came out of executive session prior to the meeting. We'll move on to finance.
The Finance Committee recommends acceptance of the following reports. Treasurer's Report number 4, Capital Reserve Fund for October, Capital Projects Fund for October, Cafeteria Fund for October, SCHS Activity Report July 1st to September 30th, 2022, SCHS Athletic Report July 1st to September 30th, 2022, and SCES Activity Report July 1st to September 30th, 2022, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Finance Committee recommends approval of the following check registers and the October budget summary for a total of $1,245,242.32, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
C, the Finance Committee recommends approval of the following payment requests from MHE Engineering. Athletic entrance, $35,500, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions on that?
And where we are with that, that's the production of the plans for bid. So when I talked to them after the committee meeting, they were going to come in, and of course, our plans changed because our meeting was canceled. We have 2 opportunities in December, so we'll try to coordinate with them to come in and just have them give us the presentation. So I've asked them for what they're going to send us, and then I can forward that to the board members so you can see it ahead of time. If you have questions, then you'd be able to answer during the meeting.
Are they building a construction, or are they building a schedule out with that too?
Well, I can ask them that.
It'd be nice to see that so we can identify it, like, just like timelines.
Yeah.
They gave us a timeline before.
Yeah, but I think that the contract document should provide a schedule, because the bidders are gonna have to look at a schedule, so we should
Yeah.
be able to see that pre-bid. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
D, the Finance Committee recommends approval of an agreement with Conrad Siegel for employer-mandated reporting compliance under the Affordable Care Act for $6,400, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
E, the Finance Committee recommends adoption of a resolution of the Board of Directors of Sullivan County School District pursuant of Act 57 of 2022, exempting taxpayers from additional charges for real estate taxes when taxpayers fail to receive a tax notice, and I so move.
Second.
Sorry, motion and a second. Questions? All in favor
I
say
have to ask one question just for clarity on this one. So if a taxpayer says, I did not receive a notice, they are exempt from paying any penalty. So I could at any moment say, I never got a notice and not pay penalty.
That's what makes this problematic. That's why I had discussed, and Lance and I will be discussing, we queried other districts around to see what they're doing. This becomes so problematic for tax collectors. You know, the current tax code, well, not current, what the tax code stated before was that taxpayers were responsible for the taxes on their property, whether or not they received a tax notice, because it comes up every year. So what this did then, you know, in some of these tax battles at the state, was saying, if someone purchased a parcel of property and they weren't aware the taxes were owed, or they didn't receive a notice saying that you were in the face period, or that they didn't owe their delinquent penalty. So what I had stated at the committee meeting, that we may look to provide the board information for a further resolution, essentially eliminating the penalty period, because our collection and the penalty doesn't really supply much to the district. And in the years when we had the resolution to eliminate that through COVID, our on-time collection actually increased because people were able to make their payments through December without penalty instead of having it go to tax claim. So that might be something we do. And then the tax collectors would only have to concern themselves is the discount period and a period of phase, which is 2 months of discount and 4 months of phase.
I remember the discussion having to do with the payment option as well.
Well, what it does is then their payments are all the same.
Yeah.
Instead of like having a couple payments, like if you agree to make payments,
Sure.
and then your other payments shouldn't be in penalty because you made the agreement during the phase period, but that's not the way the statute read. So if they would be making their 4 payments, they would all be non-penalty payments.
So it'd be the same payment each quarter.
Yeah, so
for a taxpayer.
there would be ease and clarity for tax collectors and taxpayers. They know the two. So we had discussed that, and Lance and I will provide some information to the board.
For what it's worth, the language of Act 57 does use the word attest. So a taxpayer who wants to take advantage of this, if the school district wanted to insist on an affidavit, which is made under penalty of perjury, the school district could do that. But that ultimately, how rigid you want to be about the form submitted is going to be a little bit up to you.
Yeah, and in this county, this last year, the 21-22, our on-time collection was 97%. So we have a fairly good collection. It's always 96. This past year was the highest at 97. So that's good tax collection. So.
But in regards to the discussion about coming back in the future about eliminating the penalty, we can do that at a time of our choosing. This particular resolution has to be in place before January 9th. So we'd have to either pass it tonight or in December, and it's required of all taxing authorities in the state of Pennsylvania. If a taxpayer does follow this process, they also have to pay the entirety of their bill when they're bringing it forward. Like once, if they've already gone past the face period and they realize, oh, I do actually owe taxes, this resolution exempts them from penalties for that, but they have to pay the full amount at that time. It's not applicable to payment plans at that point.
But ultimately not, the resolution by the district is not necessarily required. You're just suggesting this to make it easier based on the data.
Yeah, based on how much we're taking in the penalty period versus the potential of getting more payments through that period where people see the penalty, I'll just take it to tax claims then. Something for us to look at.
Okay. We do have a second, right?
Yes.
Roll call?
Bossy,
Yes.
Derlin,
Yes.
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
McCusker, yes. Nolan,
Yes.
Stockdale,
Yes.
9 yeses.
Motion carried.
F, Finance Committee recommends approval of agreement with Blast IU-17 Voices Services and E911 compliance with Carey's Law and Ray Bombs Act for 1 SIP. And 9 E911 compliance for 113 extensions for a monthly cost of $809.75, with additional extensions available at 75 cents per month if needed. And I so move.
Second.
Questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
G, Finance Committee recommends approval of an agreement with PlaySite for PlaySite 8K Smart Court System and Sportscast at a rate of $6,750 per year for 4 years, with the option to terminate the agreement after two with no penalty. And I so move.
Second.
Questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
H is an information item. Finance Committee recognizes the following organizations for their donations to the SCHS PBIS program, Hurley's Supermarket, and Between the Bridges. I, Administration recommends agreement with the Tax Claim Bureau's proposal to accept the $1,500 purchase bid and to exonerate delinquent taxes for parcel number 01-069-0106. And I so move.
Second.
Questions? So, I just have a quick question. On the purchase price, that was based on,
I guess somebody who bid to tax claim, and to put it back on the rolls, they need us to clear our lien essentially against that property for those back taxes in order to make it a clean purchase.
okay.
It comes up rarely, maybe once every few years.
So the previous owner owed the district money.
Yeah, and either they just vacated the property or they could have passed, and it's just sitting out there,
Gotcha.
and they need somebody to purchase it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item J, Administration recommends acceptance of the Athletic Booster Club audit, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else, Al?
I just have one request that I would like the principals to give the Finance Committee a list of their teachers and number of students in sub-class periods they teach for.
Mine is included at the end of the
Yeah,
report
I've
each
seen
month.
yours, yes, but we don't have the elementary, or the high school.
Yep, we're gonna do.
Okay? Thank you very much. Actually, and yours doesn't include the special ed teachers. Yeah, so,
Yeah, their caseloads in the classes they teach might be different, because they support different classes, but they might not necessarily support the classes of the students that are on their caseload.
okay.
Good to go?
Yep, that was it.
Athletics and health?
Item A, the Athletics and Health Committee recommends approval to add Jason Burke, Jason Dickinson, Dana Heinrich, Jonathan Pedro, Colton Amerman, and Lamonte Kapik, I apologize, to the volunteer coach list. And I so move.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item B, the Athletic and Health Committee recommends hiring Brian Bear as the assistant boys varsity basketball coach. And I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item C, the Athletic and Health Committee recommends establishing a pay rate of $55 per single event meet, match, and game for scorekeepers and clock operators. I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And that is all. For athletics and health.
Thank you.
So we never got anyone for wrestling cheerleader? Okay.
Okay.
You're volunteering?
Nope.
We did discuss a plan to make sure there are cheerleaders there for the home event.
Okay. Good. Okay, buildings and grounds. A, information, the Buildings and Grounds Committee received use of school facilities requests from the following district activities. 1, Jostens presentations to the sophomore and senior classes on November 17th, 2022 in the high school cafeteria from 12 to 3. 2, cheer practice on November 3rd, 2022, November 7th, 2022, November 10th, 2022, and daily after November 14th, 2022, from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. in the high school or elementary cafeteria. 3, preseason basketball practices, baseball, preseason baseball practice, and weightlifting from December 1st, 2022 till March 6th, 2023 in the weight room and high school gym based on availability during the winter sports season. 4, preseason basketball open gym from October 4th, 2022 through November 18th, 2022 in the high school or elementary gym. Item 5, preseason softball open gym from November 1st, 2022 to February 28th, 2023 in the high school or elementary gym, hallways, and cafeteria as available during the winter sports season. B, the administration recommends approval of land use license agreement with Pennsylvania State University for the installation of a real-time environmental monitoring station, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Curriculum?
Item A, the Curriculum and Student Activities Committee recommends approval of an agreement for the provision of Student Assistance Program SAP services with Bradford County Human Services Agency, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item B, the Curriculum and Student Activities Committee recommends approval of the proposal for the Valentine Formal Dance, formerly Winter Ball, to be hosted on February 11th, 2023 from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Eagles Mirror Country Club at a cost of $30 per student, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item C, the Curriculum and Student Activities Committee recommends approval of a proposal of a ski club trip to Stowe Mountain Ski Resort in Stowe, Vermont from February 26, 2023 to March 1st, 2023, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else?
That's it.
Thank you. Personnel?
A, administration recommends acceptance with regret of a letter of resignation from Danielle Williams as elementary school principal secretary effective December 2nd, 2022, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. So if we vote against this, does she have to stay?
Is it possible?
Can I just say Danielle has been
David, can we force
amazing.
that? Just kidding.
I'm afraid that, I'm afraid that wouldn't pass constitutional muster.
Well, she has stated that if you guys don't accept it, she's just taking maternity leave early, and she's just staying on maternity leave.
Yeah, that's, so, all in favor,
Oh,
say aye.
hold on, Sam wanted.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
yeah, I was just saying Danielle has been amazing, and I really wish her well in her new adventure in life, but she's gonna be really missed, so very missed.
Yeah, I'll second that,
She's great.
because I'm the dad that shows up with, like, not really knowing what I'm doing, and she hands me all the stuff that I forgot the last time I was here, and tells me where my kids are, so. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
B, administration recommends approval to advertise for the vacant position resulting from item A, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
C, the Personnel Committee recommends approval to add Stacy Strabilla and Jay Ziegler to the list of approved event staff, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The Personnel Committee recommends approval to add Stacy Strabilla to the list of approved game managers, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else? If nothing else, there's nothing this month for policy and procedure. Transportation. The Transportation Committee recommends adding Lamont, Capek, and again, I'm sorry also if I,
Copac,
Kopek?
Copac.
Lamont Kopek to the list of approved parent drivers, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Transportation Committee recommends the transfer of contracted routes from Betty Hottenstein to Ally McDonald, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. If no one has anything else for a regular meeting, we'll go around the room. Anthony?
Athletics and Health Committee is going to meet on the 6th at 5 p.m. in the library for a work session. I do have a question. I don't remember whose board report it was on, whether it was Dr. Zlati or Lynn, and it was Corsair Energy paid for Penn Tech credits. I don't remember. It was in somebody's board report.
It's in the guidance counselor's report. It's like there's a fee for us to use Penn College or work with Penn College, and that was paid for.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I don't believe they have any assets in our county, and they paid for our students, so that's pretty awesome.
Which is awesome, that it allows our kids to
Yeah.
take credits for free.
Yeah, they don't, not that I know.
No, it was the company formerly known as Cabot.
They're mostly down.
Susquehanna County.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Joe?
No, I have nothing. Thank you.
Aaron?
I have nothing.
Kristen? The only thing I wanted to bring up is, actually Doug might be able to help with this, I'm not sure, but I thought about the continuing ed credits for board members. And I'm gonna try to get clarity, because I actually got the question, and honestly, I went, I don't know exactly that answer, but basically there's a certain criteria based on when you were, not saying we have to vet that out now, but it's something that I'm gonna get information back to the board just to understand what credits do you need based on how long you've been here and when you started, and I don't know, I do not know that off the top of my head. I'm sure David knows precisely, but we should probably touch base with maybe PSBA, and if there are credits required by the board, we can communicate that, and you can take them online and in their portal. There's lots of options. I'm not speaking from experience. I'm usually the one that's up till like midnight on the last day of potential looking through. But yeah, I'll get some clarity on that so that everybody knows what they have to or don't have to do.
Yeah, because I have no.
Yep. Hal?
I have nothing, just.
Heather? Mary Elise?
This is an email I have yet to send, but we're talking about rescheduling the December 5th curriculum work session. Just waiting until January. We know it's a busy time. And so looking at, I emailed with the other committee members today regarding that. I was going to send y'all an email to make sure y'all were good with that. So right now, tentatively, no curriculum work session next month. We'll take them up in January, and once we get the calendar set, we'll figure those out. But very excited to hear what comes out of tomorrow. It sounds like, you know, awesome work on the Act 80 Day, and I hope everyone has a restful Thanksgiving holiday. Thanks for all you do.
Shelley?
I don't have anything. Just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Did you find somebody to take your place?
I have not yet.
She's fighting them off.
She's what?
She's
I wish
fighting
I
them
was
off.
fighting them
There's
off.
so many requests.
I've actually
that-
thought about reaching out to them to see. So they don't typically do, at the NTCC for the board up there, they don't typically do virtual option. So I thought about maybe even reaching, like if they could do a virtual option, even if they could call my cell phone or something and do that, I'm happy to stay on. It's just, I don't know if they're,
You would think that by now,
yeah.
sorry.
I mean,
we're
I
live.
enjoy being on the board and I'd really like to,
You'd
but
think by now that
Yeah.
would be a virtual option.
work schedule has changed and I'm not able to make it there in time, so. And it's not like it's a quick drive for me. So,
I just want to mention one thing. I went to the cross-country banquet, which was pretty cool, and it was in the cafeteria, pretty low-key and casual, but I just wanted to say it was pretty nice. The coaches spent some time kind of preparing what they wanted to say about each kid. So I think everybody that showed up sort of had a, like, oh, they must be talking about me. It was I thought it was pretty well done for the short amount of time that we were there, and there was food and stuff for the parents. I just wanted to give a shout out to and of course Cindy was there and had all the food ready for everyone, but it was pretty nice. But other than that, that's all I have. Public input, did you get any other requests?
We did not, but I do want to point out for the board that in your folder is a copy of the budget development calendar for the 2023-2024 school year. And two items will be coming up on the December 6th reorganization meeting. On that note, one is the need to pass a resolution as a district not to raise taxes above the Act 1 index. It doesn't require us to tax to that index, but we just have to pass a resolution on that front sometime before January 1st. So we'll bring that to you on the December 6th meeting, so that way we don't, have issues at the end of the month. And then the other is just the budget development calendar itself. So that's in your folder. That's all.
Thanks. Anything from the public? Thanks for coming. Motion to adjourn.
So move.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Good night, all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, David.
Thanksgiving.
Shelley. Yes. I'll do it if you can't.